The Iran war is getting more and more expensive. Arizona voters gave President Trump what he wanted. And a trailer before The Odyssey is terrorizing moviegoers. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Wednesday, July 22nd. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the Iran war has cost about $37.5 billion so far. Hegseth was questioned yesterday by frustrated lawmakers from both parties. It was his first appearance before the Senate Appropriations Committee since the collapse of a truce between the U.S. and Iran. He defended the war's high cost and the administration's request for $67 billion in additional funding.
As you know, we live in a dangerous world that requires bold and swift action. Hence, this supplemental request for fiscal year 2026. This request is an urgent, necessary injection of resources to address the immediate needs of our department.
Lawmakers pressed Hegseth to explain the Trump administration's approach to the war. Here's Democratic Senator Gary Peters of Michigan, who said U.S. troops have been failed.
But if there's a lack of a winning strategy, they're in harm's way. Their leaders have failed them. And that's what's happening. We have political leadership. You don't have a strategy. You don't have a long-term plan to actually win this war. Win the war. The men and women are going to be able to do it, but they need to have leadership. When will you show leadership? When will you show leadership? Why don't you show some leadership?
Congress already approved a record $1 trillion defense budget earlier this year, but parts of the military are running out of money. Two Republicans who denied the 2020 election results won their primaries in Arizona. That's our second story. President Donald Trump got the candidates he wanted in yesterday's primaries. Voters chose Trump's pick of Representative Andy Biggs for the Republican nomination for governor. Biggs has made a name for himself as a vocal Trump supporter and MAGA activist who has questioned the legitimacy of the 2020 presidential election. Arizona Republicans also chose State Representative Alexander Collison as their candidate for Secretary of State. Collison is a lawyer who was placed on probation for his role in filing a lawsuit in 2020 that sought to prevent the state's presidential electors from casting their ballots for Joe Biden. If they win in November, Biggs and Collison would hold offices with influence over certifying 2028 election results in the pivotal swing state. Number 3. ICE is packing immigrants into small holding rooms across the country. During Trump's second term, ICE has more than quadrupled the average populations of 82 temporary holding centers nationwide. As ICE carries out raids to arrest immigrants that the Trump administration says are here illegally, the agency has relied on rudimentary holding rooms to detain far more people for much longer periods than is typical. For example, in a facility in New York, one cell contained roughly 86 people at one point last year, according to ICE data. Detainees described how they all jostled for space in a room that smelled of sweat, urine, and feces. To show the conditions in these cells, the Post created a visual reconstruction of that surge. You can find it in today's newsletter. There's a link to that in the show notes for today's episode. Number 4. New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani called on the federal government to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. In 2024, the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for the Israeli Prime Minister. The court accused him of war crimes and crimes against humanity for Israel's actions in Gaza. Later this year, Netanyahu may visit New York to attend the United Nations General Assembly. Last week, Mamdani said he had been in conversation with his legal department to determine whether Netanyahu could be arrested while in New York. In a video posted on X last night, Mamdani called Netanyahu the architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinian people.
As human beings, we have spent generations building a shared understanding that there are crimes so grave, they offend all of humanity. Anyone, with their eyes, with their heart, with their conscience, should recognize the devastation he has wrought and understand that he belongs before a court of law.
But Mamdani went on to say that New York City lacks the authority to arrest Israel's leader. He called on the federal government to do so instead. That's unlikely to happen. Trump and his predecessor Joe Biden have both criticized the ICC for the arrest warrant. Tropical storm Bertha is inching closer to land. That's number 5. This is the second tropical storm of the season in the Atlantic Ocean. It formed in the eastern Gulf of Mexico late Monday. It could push ashore in Louisiana today. Bertha may cause slow-moving downpours from Tallahassee to New Orleans, as well as a risk of storm surge that could cause coastal flooding. But in an unusual twist, wildfire smoke that's drifting across the country may help weaken Bertha later this week. This cooler, drier air could also help minimize impacts from Bertha tomorrow across Texas, which was hit by deadly flooding last week. Number 6. There's an unexpected benefit of GLP-1s. Much has been said about the possible health benefits of new weight loss drugs. Evidence is emerging about their ability to fight conditions like heart disease, kidney disease, arthritis, and sleep apnea. But people aren't really talking about another potential upside: upward social mobility, especially for women. A few studies suggest that a woman's weight can affect not only her relationship prospects, but her career and her earnings as well. So GLP-1s may come with a social benefit, whether we like it or not. Columnist Tamar Haspel has seen the difference in her own life before and after losing weight. It's made her enthusiastic about the drugs. She argues that GLP-1s can not just make people healthier, but happier too. To read her column and see if you agree with it, follow the link in today's 7 newsletter. And at number 7, a very creepy trailer before The Odyssey is making moviegoers mad. If you've seen Christopher Nolan's new epic, you might have also seen a trailer for a very different film called Other Mommy. That's a horror movie starring Jessica Chastain, which comes out in October. It's about a paranormal entity haunting a little girl. The trailer starts innocently.
Hey, sweetie.
You're home.
I had a lunch break. I thought I'd come home and eat with you. Where's Dad?
He fell asleep in the office. I'll go get him.
Let him sleep.
But then it has a jump scare.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What were you cooking? Bella? You need a grown-up to help keep you.
Obviously, it's less scary if you're not actually watching it, but trust us. Anyway, some moviegoers are mad about the experience. They say they didn't sign up to see a horror film, and so they shouldn't have to be horrified right as they settle in with their drinks and popcorn. So if you're off to see The Odyssey this weekend, consider yourself warned. All right, you're all caught up. But before you go, a reminder that if you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can get access to our shows ad-free in Apple Podcasts. All you have to do is find the Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. If you're not a subscriber, this is a great time to start. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.